Morning folks, so I've been fortunate enough to get the morning off and I will be heading out this morning to go and catch a couple of bass, hopefully one or two small ones for bait fish. I'd like to then proceed to another dam on the reserve and go and catch a barbel, which I'll be using to catch and cook. My name is William Viam and I hope you enjoyed this segment. Yeah, unfortunately we've got into the first two dams that I was going to utilize, and there is a herd of buffalo and they're quite spread out. One's actually moving over to Lynx Dam and the rest of the herd is at Venture Dam, so I won't be able to be using either of those dams this morning. So we'll be heading up over to another dam and see if we can't get anything there. Yeah, so this is your Cape buffalo, part of our herd here on Mbiti, and it seems like they are heading across this block towards Lynx Dam, so we will no longer be fishing in that dam. On Venture Dam on our right hand side we also have some buffalo there, so that's going to be a bit of a tough one as well. I think we'll have to go to Homestead or one of the other dams. Anyway, let's get a move on, keep going. I'm just going to try here quickly. I'm going to go weedless with a little zoom bait, a U-tail and a 3/0 bass hook. And as you can see there's a lot of reed here, but there's also a lot of small fish here. So I'm just going to drop it into the reeds and jiggle it around a bit and see if we can pick up on a little bass hook. Have you got it? Nice one, dude. So we catch these things to obviously check it, sex it, eh? The male or female?
I think this is a male, huh?
Well done, Keegan, you caught this thing, eh? Yeah, that's definitely a male, eh? What would you say, about 2.5?
I'd say, yeah, this guy's just over 2 meters.
Was he just cruising across the grass here? What was he
I
doing?
think we missed him when he drove in.
Okay, lekker. Okay, so male about 2.5 meters. We can add that to our database. I've seen one here before, but that's very cool. Shot for catching him, man. Should we release him?
Yeah, I think let's go put him over there.
Right. So don't let him pick you, eh? Good one. Hey. Awesome. I wasn't expecting that this morning when I came fishing. Beautiful stuff. Awesome. Shot, bud. Lekker one. We just got to our destination, and as luck has it, we beat some buffalo again. Just going to come around and see what their temperament's like. Young male over there, 2 young males. Looks like these guys have had a rough night, eh? It's quite comfortable around the vehicles. However, this is an extremely dangerous animal if you're on foot. What this boy has to say. Beautiful specimen, this one over here. You can see he's got a massive boss. One of the older bulls in the herd. Yeah, they all seem very relaxed. We're going to go around to the other side of the dam and see if we can quickly wet the line. Give it a bash over here. Use a little zoom U-tail, a 3.0, a little 3.0 bass hook, and just a little split shot. I just want to get into this gully here where the hippos have made, and just see if there's any small bass hanging around there. Obviously, largemouth bass. Alright, we're going to head out to that other dam to see what we see on the way there. A bit of a roadblock here, we've got some kiddies on the road. Looks like we're doing more game viewing than fishing today, eh? But yeah, I'm pretty confident when we get to the dam, the barbel will get on the bite. It is getting hot, as I said earlier, it's predicted to be 38 degrees here in KwaZulu-Natal today. Lady Smith area and PG private game reserve. But yeah, hopefully we get that barbel, then it's 3 days of preparation, and obviously I'll walk you through that, and then a lekker meal on Monday or Tuesday night. Look forward to check that big boy over there. Very relaxed the kudu here. Cheers dudes. But let's see how things go. Try hooking that over, tightening my drag. That's going to be our barbel for the captain cook. Awesome. So now we're going to get him into the cooler box in the back of the car. Get some water in there, get him home, then get fresh water into the cooler box, and I'm going to start flushing him. 2 or 3 days, not very big fillets, but we'll get a decent fillet out of this guy. So, lekker. We'll see you back at the cooking session. Hello guys, welcome back. So my secret to preparing barbel is to flush the fish's system from basically himself. He flushes his system, put him in a cooler box with fresh water. Tomorrow morning I put new fresh water in, the next evening I put new fresh water in up until the point where the water stays clear and it's nice and clean. Then I know that this barbel system is flushed very nicely, and then I'll start the rest of the preparing, which would be skinning him, and then I will start cooking him. So I skin him and use the fillets to cook. It's actually very nice and flaky. A lot of people don't eat barbel, but I do this every once so often, and it's actually very nice. So yeah, this is what we're going to be doing for the next 3 days. Day 1, clean water. Tomorrow morning we'll see how dirty this water is. Alright guys, so I'm busy skinning this fish. So basically I just cut it all the way down the back, across the tail here, and along the stomach edge, just next to the fin. Then you just got to lift that one little piece of skin up here. Get that loose. Flip him this way. Just tear that off. Yeah. There's brought a chunk of meat with it. So it's hold this guy. And there we go. Both sides skin off. Now I'm just going to take that whole fillet, this fillet on this side, and that's what we're going to be cooking tonight. But anyway, there's your barbel fillet for this evening. No bone on that. The bones that are left over here, I'm going to pull out with a little knee, and I'll do the other fillet quickly. How's it, guys? We've reached the part of the show where we're actually going to do the cooking of the food. So I've got a little bit of a setup going here. I've already diced the onions, and I've got the pan ready for frying the fish in some nice butter. And then I'm also going to do a fish sauce on the right hand side. There might be a couple of hiccups this evening because we do have some competitors of the show which generally do become a bit of a handful. We've got Monty the goat over there. He's a pet goat. He's a Nigerian dwarf goat. And then we have a rescue, but she's lights out. She's been busy the whole day. But yeah, they live in the house and they're part of the family. Alright, so what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to start with showing you guys this here. I've cut some potatoes and made them into chips, and I am busy parboiling them. So once these guys are parboiled, I'm going to put them in the air fryer, and that's going to be our fish and chips tonight. You know, that's our deal. Over here I'm going to start with getting a little sauce going. Probably just about this much butter so that your thing is good. I did wash my hands prior. Once that's melted, I'm going to add the onion in, then I'm going to add some garlic, then some lemon juice and some fish spice. For our actual fish, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to do a little bit of a flour base. I'm going to put the fish in the flour base, and after that I'm going to put it in egg and back in the flour base. We're going to make like fingerlings if you wish, so that they come out quite crispy and flaky at the end. Barbel for me is a lot like king clip, or even like your bigger fillets. Even your hake fillets flake off like barbel do, but people don't eat barbel because there's a stereotype around it which I've already mentioned to you a while ago. But yeah, let's get that going. So what I do with this mix over here is basically I just add a good old fish spice in there. But a decent amount. You want a decent amount of fish spice, so you open it up to the big quadrant. You don't be shy, give your fish spice. Black pepper. Potatoes are boiling nicely. Then obviously just a bit of salt. Top it all up. Close it up. Give it a good old shuffle around. And that's ready for the batch. Alright, so after this I'll probably add a tablespoon of garlic. You know, garlic's always good with fish. I'm just going to wait for this to come up to a simmer, soften the onions nicely, then I'll add the garlic, then I'll add the various spices as well as the lemon. And that will be our sauce, and I'll reduce that sauce during the cook of the chips in the fryer, the air fryer, and then I will be obviously frying up the fish. Our potatoes are just about done, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in the colander here. Make sure that the water is all off before we put it into the air fryer, and from there set a 20-minute marker. Once those have drained nicely, I'll carry on with that. What's quite interesting here is I do like to bring the temperature up quite a bit, get it to boil. I add a little bit of castle lager, tiny bit, to get it to that point. Give it a bit of a stir, and then I measure for myself what I like to think is a nice dollop of, just Just get that mixed in with the nice juices there. A good dollop of garlic, probably around a tablespoon, goes in there. Get that up to the boil, and then I'll add the lemon juice and I'll bring it back down to a simmer. Make sure the pips don't fall in. Alright, just a little stir here quickly. And once that starts boiling, I'm going to then reduce the heat down. You know, the fillets have been lying quite nicely, so I'm just going to give them a final wash down, and then I'm going to cut them into little strips. Always that smell of barbel is going to be there, unfortunately. Alright, get that out there. There's our one fillet. Basically now, what I'm going to do is put a bigger piece here. This does have bone installed, but the rest of them won't. So this is clean of bone. This is clean of bone. And that's good enough. I'll do the same here. Alright, so the prep is done now for the fish. Alright, so basically I'm about to do the fish. I'm just going to finish off this fish sauce here. A little bit of Robertson's fish spice in here because it's got a bit of a lemony flavour as well as the lemon that I added in. So, a couple of dollops there. Salt, as anybody that fishes will know, salt is very important. But in your sauce you don't want it too overpowering. However, your pepper that goes for a while just adds quite a bit of flavor, so I like to be generous with my pepper. There we go, crunching nicely. Give this a little stir, and the sauce should be good. I'm going to add a last final ingredient just before I finish off with the sauce, just to thicken it a bit and make it a bit more creamy. But for now, with the actual fish, what I tend to prefer to do is coat it first, like we all might know. Just get it in here, give the barbel a bit of a coat, and then get it into the egg. Let's try this one here, give it a bit of a coat, get it into the egg. I'm going to bring it down to a medium temperature. Finish off these two that I'm busy coating here now. Get that one in there, this one in here, and just give that a good old shake around. Wait for the temperature to come up. I'm going to do those two first. I'll tell you why. Just as a little sample, because if I'm going to feed the bulk of people, I want it to be right. So I'll always test those two first. So as soon as this temperature is back up, I will start doing the rest of them. Quickly fry those two up. The chips are almost ready, and then get the rest in one batch. I will get the rest in. So we'll come back to see how the frying goes. Awesome. Alright, so these are nicely coated. The others are in the egg. They've been pre-coated like the previous batch. Just going to get it here in a medium temperature to start with. And get these guys turned around. I have not sampled the batch yet. I'm going to go with my instinct on this one, and I reckon it's going to be a pretty nice barbel dish. I won't lie, the fryer is still going there, so we're running under 20 minutes. What I'm going to do now, get these guys in here. You know, it's not a fish that's sought after, it's really not. But I've got to tell you guys, the first time I tried this was with a family of 6 brothers, and they were called the Richard Robinsons, and they said they'd never eat barbel. So I did the whole preparation of the barbel prior to it, and I said we're going to be eating hake at my place tonight, which was at their place, but all of them were at work, and I prepared this barbel and everybody ate some amazing hake. And it flaked off the... It was the craziest thing, and the guys loved it, and afterwards I told them that they'd just eaten barbel. They weren't impressed, but you know, they got over it. They're all still alive and well and kicking. So basically I'm going to give these a flip around. I'm going to leave it for about 3.5 minutes on this side. I'm going to turn it, going to leave it for about 2.5 minutes on the other side, and then I'm going to take it out the pan, and then we're going to be eating. So we will be resuming shortly. We're just about at the end here, about to dish up. Gonna get some garnish again. Yeah. A little bit of lemon. Let's go and prove to the world that Barbel is not that bad, right? Barbel's actually really good. Okay. You know, fish and chips, guys. Always a winner. The air fryer does crisp the chips quite nicely. And you just got to add your own salt and pepper there. And the sauce, what I added in at the end was just a little bit of milk to give it that whitish flavor, and the lemon and the milk actually don't have time to curdle, and then you eat it prior. So this sauce is useless tomorrow, but it's really great as we're about to start to tuck in. Anyway, let's cut into the real deal here. Look how that flakes away from the bone, guys. That's bloody good for a freaking damn fish. You know, I grew up along the coast, catching sea fish, eating decent kabeljau, nice elf. Got here to the inner central part of South Africa, started guiding, and I've been eating freshwater fish, but I always crave my seawater fish. But this is just as good. It's as fresh as you get. It's just come out the cooler box, just been cut, and it's here being presented and cooked and eaten. Yeah, and that's nice. Guys, try it. It's bloody good. Freshwater barbel. Something people say it's a mudfish. No, it's not. This thing's a predator. It eats live baits. It eats fresh dead baits rather than it would eat a whole dead bait. It's very much like any other fish, man. Especially your predatory fishes, and that's what we eat out the ocean. That's what I eat out the dam. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching. Signing out, Wild Bill.